We are here at Lake Regional Fitness Center to help you do some nice, simple exercises at home. My name is Jennifer Newman. I'm a nurse here at Lake Regional Cardiac Rehab. I have with me Jody Corpy, who is an exercise physiologist, and we're going to work together and demonstrate some exercises that anyone can do in the safety and privacy of their own home with some everyday household items. It's very, very important that everyone understand the difference between physical activity and exercise. It's a very misunderstood thing that because you have a full active day where you're moving around a lot and doing a lot of things that you're getting exercise. We know that exercise needs to be planned, it needs to be purposeful, and we need to have definite goals and exertion levels in order to consider it adequate for our health. So we're going to need just a couple of little things. Jody's helped me gather these together. We have a nice sturdy chair with arms, very important. We have some equally weighted hand weights. Ours are 3-pound weights. You could start as light as you wanted. You could also substitute soup cans or water bottles as long as the two sides are equal. We have some nice simple tennis balls. Ours are hollowed out, which reduces the resistance, but you could use simple tennis balls or any other ball that has a little resistance to it. And we have a bath towel. You could use a towel of any size or length. You could also use a resistance band. Those are available everywhere pretty much. And we also want to make sure that you have some nice fresh cool water available to you. It's very important that you drink water about every 10 to 15 minutes while you're exercising. Before we start, we want to make sure that we give you a couple of our safety tips. We want to make sure that you're doing nice, even breathing throughout the workout, so nice, steady in and out breathing, whatever's a comfortable pattern for you. And we want to make sure as you're doing the exercises, you're doing nice, slow, steady movements. And it's really important that you stop immediately if you feel severe pain.
We'd also like to go over the 3 phases of exercise with you. We want to make sure that you are warming up properly. We also want to make sure that we are working on some strength and balancing moves. And then we'll finish the workout with a cool down or some flexibility exercises. We'll get a little bit more specific on those later.
So at the start of our exercise, we want you to spend about 5 minutes warming up. What this does is it helps prepare the body for exercise. It's also very important to help you prevent injury, and it can help reduce muscle soreness later.
Some suggestions would be a small walk around your house, if it's nice enough outside, out to the mailbox and back, marching in place behind a chair. And you can do that just by simply lifting your knees, making sure you get your knees lifted up enough. If you need to be seated, you can do those marches seated as well. And once you feel like your body has warmed up about 5 minutes, then we're ready for our first exercise. The first exercise we're going to demonstrate is the hand grip. Jennifer is using tennis balls as an example. You can use any type of ball or small object to squeeze and release. What we're going to have you do is squeeze the object as hard as you can, squeezing for 3 to 5 seconds, releasing the squeeze nice and slowly, and repeating that action 10 to 15 times. The next exercise Jennifer's going to demonstrate is the wall push-up. I want you to stand facing a wall. Now you can also do this against a countertop. We prefer you start with a modified version against the wall and gradually improve or progress to a countertop push-up. Arms are going to be a little bit more than shoulder width apart. Fingers spread. No higher than right about your shoulder height is where you want your hands. Feet are no more than shoulder width apart. You can modify it by taking the feet out a little bit further if you need to. Jennifer's going to go ahead and let her body weight drop in to the hands, almost to where her nose touches the wall, holding for 1 second and slowly pushing back. This is not something that is done quick. Again, we repeat, everything should be done very slowly and controlled in these motions. The wall push-up should be done 10 to 15 times. And as you progress, like I said, you can always go to a lower countertop for a little bit more intensified movement. Our next exercise is an upper body exercise as well. You can do this with either a small hand weight. If you have those at home, you can utilize water bottles or soup cans as your weight resistance. What I'm going to have Jennifer do is take her hands up to shoulder height, palms facing toward or away from her, so toward the TV screen if you're looking at it. She's going to raise those hands up above, nice and slow, and release it back down in a nice, slow, controlled motion. Bringing our elbows down slightly below parallel and extending right back up. This motion will be done 10 to 15 times, and you are able to progress with adding a little bit more weight. Jennifer's doing this with a 3-pound weight. You can modify it however feels comfortable to you. The next exercise we are going to demonstrate is a back leg raise. What you need to do is find a sturdy chair or a countertop to hold on to for balance. Okay, you're going to take that leg back. One leg extends back behind, keeping that foot flexed and making sure that knee does not bend. Now it's okay to have the balancing leg a little bent as you return the leg back, and repeat that same leg 10 to 15 times. Jennifer's going to demonstrate about 3 times here, making the movement very slow, holding it back for about 1 second and bringing it back into position slowly. And then you would repeat that on the other leg as well, 10 to 15 times.
Our next exercise is going to be a side leg lift. Now we have the chair turned to a diagonal position so that you can see the difference in the movement, but you could keep the chair in the same position. So again, you're going to stand behind that nice sturdy chair, balancing yourself, and you're going to take one leg, the nice flat foot out to the side, hold it for about 1 second, and bring it in. And again, we want nice smooth movements. That supporting leg can have a little bend in it, just a little soft knee, and we want you to repeat that 10 or 15 times on each side. And you always want to make sure you're working both sides of your body equally so you come away nice and balanced. Good job.
Our next exercise we're going to demonstrate is the standing toe raise. Jennifer's going to use the chair for balance. Now you can always use both hands or one if you feel like you're able to do so. What she's going to do is to go all the way up onto her toes, as high as you can go, hold for about 1 second or 2, and release it back down nice and slow. You're going to do that and repeat that 10 to 15 times. Nice and slow, holding at the top and releasing slowly down.
All right, our next exercise is going to be one for balance. So again, we're going to use our nice sturdy chair. You can hold on with 1 hand or 2 hands if you need to. And what we're going to do is we're just going to lift 1 foot at a time. Always want to lift your outside leg so that you don't run into the chair. We're going to hold that for about 10 or 15 seconds. And as you progress through this, you can go down to holding on with 1 hand, holding on with no hands. As you get really good at it, you can advance the move even farther by closing your eyes, and that's going to be an advanced balance challenge. Jody's going to turn around, lift that foot straight up, hold for 10 to 15 seconds, and down with a nice smooth movement.
Ready whenever you guys are.
Our next exercise is the heel-to-toe walk. This is going to check your balance as well as kind of give you a little bit more stability when you walk. What we're going to do is Jennifer's going to take her hands out to her side. You can be close to a wall if you need to be. She's going to step her right foot out in front, almost touching the toe, if not quite touching the toe, and repeat as we walk down. The good thing that she needs to do is to focus on an object, an immovable piece of furniture, to focus on her balance and keep her balance nice and steady. She will continue this walk for 20 steps and turn and repeat.
All right, we have another balance walking exercise. So again, we want you to find that focal point in front of you. We want you to raise your arms out to the side. You can do this near a wall in case you need balance. And we're going to want you to slowly walk, putting 1 foot in front of the other. And as you walk, we want you to lift that back leg and balance it for about 1 second or 2 seconds. And we're going to have you repeat this 20 times on each side. Now, as you progress through the balance exercises, if you want more of a challenge, you can always close your eyes. Again, we want to make sure that that's an advanced step. Make sure you got it down before you start closing your eyes, but this will really help your proprioception and your balance skills.
The next exercise is going to concentrate on your flexibility and your range of motion in your ankles. It's the point and flex. I want you to find your secure chair. Make sure you sit nice and strong, keeping your back nice and tall, making sure you scoot forward in that chair. I want you to extend your legs out to where your heels are hitting the floor. You're going to pull those toes up towards you as you flex, keeping the heels down on the floor. You're going to hold that anywhere between 10 to 30 seconds. Release it back down slowly to the floor, and repeat that action 3 to 5 times. The The next exercise is for your back. It's the back stretch, and what we would like you to do is stay nice and strong and sturdy in your chair, sitting up nice and tall. Feet are flat. You're going to twist to your left very slowly, keeping your hips in line, so the hips should still stay forward. You're going to reach your left hand. If you have an armchair like this, you're going to place your left hand there. Your right hand will go on the outside of your left hip, making sure your chin follows, so you're looking up and over that left chin. You're going to hold that 10 to 30 seconds, and then slowly release back to the front. Hands rest on the thighs, and repeat that movement on the other side. Holding 10 to 30 seconds. Remember, this is a gentle stretch, nothing strong, nothing painful, and returning back after that 10 to 30 seconds, repeating 3 to 5 times on each side.
Our next exercise is going to be a quadricep or thigh stretch. Again, we're going to have you have that nice sturdy, solid chair, and you can use your fingertips for balance or if you're up against a countertop. And we're going to have you stand with your feet just shoulder width apart. We want your knees to be soft, so slightly bent, not locked out. We're going to have you lift your left leg straight up. And if you can grab a hold of those shoelaces or the top of your foot and stretch out that thigh, that's great. If that's too much for your range of motion, you can always grab your pant leg, or you can just hold that leg out to a 90-degree angle. We're going to have you hold that for about 10 to 30 seconds and repeat it on each side 3 to 5 times. Great. You should feel a nice stretch through the front of the top of your leg.
On this next exercise, we're going to ask that you utilize a small kitchen towel, bath towel. For those of you that want to modify it a little bit more, you can make the towel longer, bigger. We're going to do a shoulder and arm stretch. What I'm going to have Jennifer do is take the towel, loop it around to the back side. She's going to reach around with the opposite hand and grab the end of that towel. Now again, you can make that towel as long as you want to make it, or you can intensify the stretch and the pull a little bit more by grabbing a little further down and reaching the hands a little bit closer to one another. As Jen turns to the side, you'll notice that her chest is out and remains nice and tall, and her arms stay. You're going to hold each of these for about 10 to 30 seconds and switch other side. You may find that one side is a little bit more flexible than the other, and hold that for 10 to 30 seconds, repeating each of these movements 3 to 5 times.
Okay, at the end of your workout, it's very important that you cool down. We want you to spend about 5 minutes doing some gentle stretching or another exercise just to sort of let your muscles return back to normal. Taking a nice, easy, slow walk is always an option. But we also have some stretches that we're going to show you. I'm going to start with the shoulder stretch, so your feet need to be shoulder distance apart. You're just going to stretch one arm, and you're just going to give it a little gentle push just until you feel a stretch. We don't want you to ever force your way into stretches. And hold that for about 5 to 10 seconds, and alternate both sides. We have a little stretch for the upper back, a little upper back release, both hands forward. You're going to roll that upper back and neck and stretch out those back muscles again. We don't want you to force a stretch ever. Stop if you feel pain. And then for the lower body, you can do some hamstring stretches. So you're going to kick one foot forward and lean in. And you should feel that stretch all the way up the back of your leg. Stretch out those leg muscles, and you should hold that for about 10 seconds on each side. And then to stretch out the calf muscles, you can go against the wall for support. Step 1 foot forward, and again, just a gentle stretch. And slowly ease your way into stretching deeper as you get accustomed to the exercises. Hold it for 5 to 10 seconds, and then switch sides. And you see Jody's not forcing it, she's applying nice, even pressure. Good job.